Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Oh, baby, I tell you what. David Difference, look at you.
Yes, sir. I'm looking stunning.
Stunning?
Yeah, immaculate.
Yeah, everybody's stunned that you have a look.
I don't know why we're going to start today, because you don't want to get roasted today, Mark.
I do.
Man. We got a lot
I always get roasted.
Well, so you do want to get roasted. That's your goal.
You been on the YouTube channel?
I have.
You see all the pieces of wreckage from this show?
Yeah, roast galore.
Oh, my God. It's brutal.
It is, man. I'd like to apologize, man. I'll take you out to breakfast.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
All right. We can do that. I'm down. Well, of course, David Difference. I'm sorry.
Oh, what a difference a Dave makes. Don't cut off my... Come on.
We got to work on this timing thing, Dave. I'll tell you what. And I'm Mark Hoke. Thanks for being with us on the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. It is the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Streaming on the Odyssey app and live streaming YouTube, Facebook. Do we call it X? Do we have to call it X now? I guess we do.
I think we do. A lot of people still talking Twitter. I mean, it's hard to not say tweet and Twitter, but hello, Twitter.
Is it Exeter?
I don't know.
I don't know.
No, we'll leave that to somebody else to decide.
But either way, we're on there too. So thank you for being with us today. Jam-packed show. I mean, my God. I don't even know where to start, where to begin. I mean, it's just too many things going on. And we got two amazing guests that are going to be on the show today, David.
Do we?
We do.
Man, I'm excited. Who is it?
Who?
Yeah.
Who?
Talk to me.
You were supposed to say who. You didn't who me, David.
Yeah, I'm not an owl.
Come on. But we're very excited. Come on, it's a new day thing.
Yeah, I got you.
But we have Jenni Santana here, of course. She is the backstage host for Future Stars of Wrestling and also runs Infinite Wellness LV here in Las Vegas. So Jenni is on the show. We're going to get to talk to her about what she's got going on. And, of course, you know, the biz and, you know, what's happening in wrestling with her and all that kind of fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited about that. Lovely lady there.
Yes, absolutely. And then we also have on the show today, he is the radio voice of UCLA basketball.
Okay.
He is a NBA champion, UCLA Hall of Famer and former All-American at UCLA, and kind of an honorary member of the Bone Street Krew.
Oh, yeah? You don't say.
Yeah.
All right.
That's pretty high status. Tracy Murray's going to be joining us here, too.
Yeah. I'm excited for that. Legend in the building.
Yeah. So terrific show on the way from us here on the Mark Hoke Show. We do appreciate you joining us here on KDAWN. And David, I'd say it has been such a busy week. With WWE, AEW are just trying to steal headlines from each other all over the place. It is crazy out there. Crazy. As we get ready for AEW All In 2 weeks. And we have, of course, this Bloodline storyline. We got crazy injuries. We got attacks and all sorts of stuff happening. And we will get into all of it.
All of it?
As much as we can, anyway, in 2 hours, because it is loaded. But, I think we should get our first guest on.
Let's do that. Hang on. I got to do something technical. I messed up, man.
You messed up?
Keep talking.
Okay. Well, I'll keep talking. So as we get ready, we are going to bring in here Jenni Santana. Of course, she is the backstage host for Future Stars of Wrestling. And she's kind of all over the place, too. Has been doing a ton of things with FSW. And
yellow.
And there we go. There we got it. And we got Jenni now. Are we all good? There we go.
She's
Jenni
official.
Santana,
She's
everybody.
She's in the building.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
We're all set, David. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yeah. I'm doing what I do.
Well, Jenni.
That made a difference.
There we go.
Well, Jenni, thanks for coming on the show. We do appreciate it. Good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. bright and early on a Sunday.
And looking fantastic, by the way.
Fabulous,
Or half
fabulous.
asleep. Thank God it's radio.
Right.
Well, we're live streaming.
Just catch it on the radio.
Come on, stop it. Well, Jenni, you have so much going on, and it's been an interesting ride for you in your life and everything you've been doing. For people that don't know, of course, you trained as a wrestler here with FSW. You've been a world judo champion.
Jiu-jitsu.
Oh, jiu-jitsu, excuse me.
Almost.
Come on.
Sorry. I was just reading what I had on my notes here.
Someone will listen and be like, that, but doesn't even do judo.
Okay.
Yeah, come on, Mark. Get it together.
I'm sorry. I'm just reading what I had. Somebody else had it wrong. I apologize.
You wrote it. It's your note.
I didn't write that.
All right, whatever.
But anyway, and of course, you've also a businesswoman, been all over the place. Well, tell everybody first a little bit about what got you involved in pro wrestling.
What got me involved in pro wrestling, I've always been heavy into like athletics, martial arts, jiu-jitsu, like we were talking about, almost 10 years of doing jiu-jitsu. And then a few years ago, I found out Tito Santana was my biological father. Someone asked if I had ever thought about wrestling, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll try it. Like, it sounds interesting. Went to FSW, started training, realized, oh my God, it's so painful. Like, jiu-jitsu, you can have a match and come out unscathed, and pro wrestling, like, you're getting slammed. Even if you're winning, your body is taking tons of damage. So, yeah, it's great. I mean, the wrestlers are so athletic, and it's just amazing the things that they can do with their body. So I definitely, I don't know if, I don't see myself as a pro wrestler in the future. Maybe, who knows? But it's definitely been great how I've incorporated that into FSW doing the interviews. I think it gives me a little bit more credibility since I have been in the ring, so I can appreciate more what they're doing and putting their body through. So,
well, with the jiu-jitsu, of course, you won a world championship. What is that like to train so hard? And obviously you have been doing that for a very long time, but to be a world champion in a sport like that, take us through that journey too, because that's absolutely amazing to reach the pinnacle of what you're trying to do.
Yeah, I'm always a person who will put myself down, but it's always like the next thing that you're looking for then. And so, yes, won Nogi Worlds at brown belt, won nationals at brown belt. But then I'm like, well, I haven't been a black belt in competition yet. So do those count? Maybe, it's been great. I've trained for almost 10 years in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. There were some summers when I wasn't working that I was training twice a day. Like, it was a huge commitment. It was an everyday thing. It was part of my life. Jiu-jitsu was one of the things, and I think everyone who trains can attest to this. It's one of the only sports that you will get injured, and keep doing. And most everyone on the mat is like, yeah, this is broken, or this is torn, or my ACL popped, and they're back the next day. Like, normal people look at us like, what are you doing? And they can't understand it. But once you start training jiu-jitsu, it literally becomes a lifestyle. It becomes part of you. And you train injured, you train healthy, you compete healthy, you compete injured, and it's just part of your life, and that's what you do. So, but, going in competition, I remember starting as a white belt in competition, and I think competition is great because not only, yes, you get the accolades of winning, but when you lose, the cliche, like, you don't lose, you learn. But that's totally true, because I remember this one match at blue belt, I was like, yeah, I'm going to totally win this. I ended up losing by like an advantage or something. And it totally changed my mindset. Like, I need to train harder, things in my game I need to improve. And it wasn't like I got discouraged. It was just like I saw things differently, and it made me want to compete even more and do better. So it's a great sport.
So when you take that background into doing the professional wrestling training, because we have seen so many people come from MMA and judo and jiu-jitsu and martial arts to get into professional wrestling. What are the similarities between what you did there and doing professional wrestling?
The similarities, let's see. The athleticism, of course, you need the athleticism. Some of the holds are the same, and so probably just instead of twerking something where you're going to break a bone. You don't do that, but the holds are very similar. Other than that, a lot of people transition from MMA to pro wrestling and do it really well. I don't know if mine was as smooth as it could have been. I think maybe if I would have started a little bit earlier, it may have been better. But sometimes I'm in my mindset where I was just trying to get up so quickly. And the difference is, probably more than the similarities, is in pro wrestling, you want to show like what happened to you and the expression, like when someone punches you, you want to show them that you're hurt. This is hurting you. You know, they're doing a move that getting cranked. There's pain on your face. There's emotion on your face. In jiu-jitsu, they're barely breaking your bones, or they're nearly breaking your bones, and you don't want to change your face because you don't want anyone to see that there's a hole in your game, or there's a weakness, or, you're vulnerable to anything. And so I had been trained so long in that was really hard for me to transition. So.
Interesting. So you've had a match, yeah? A couple matches, or? Yeah,
I've had a few matches. I had like a cat fight match in Texas, which was easier for me because it was more like a shoot style match.
Like brawl.
Yeah. And then I had a match at FSW that was not the best, but it's a learning experience.
Who at FSW? I missed that one.
She was like I don't know her name. She was like a Sunshine Girl, maybe, or you know what I'm talking about?
Nah, Sunshine Girl. Was it Future Shock? Or?
Yeah, it was. Okay. It was at Future Shock. She was. I don't know.
Okay. But I'll go look through the archives.
Her thing was like smiley faces. I forget her name. You don't want to look through the archives. Trust me.
Danilin.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Don't look through those archives. It was
Good stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
So now, of course, you're doing backstage interviews, and, I've seen you've been getting all over the place doing that as well, but, primarily here with FSW. What's that been like for you? What the experience of, now from competing to, interviewing everybody and trying to help carry on the show?
Yeah, I actually love it. When I first moved out here to Vegas, before I actually started training in jiu-jitsu, I had got a gig with someone and done interviews with MMA people. So, that was right around the time that it was the big UFC 100 with Frank Mir and Brock Lesnar. And so I was able to interview Frank Mir a few times, his jiu-jitsu coach, Robert Drysdale. I had interviews with Wanderlei Silva, Shogun, and so I loved doing those interviews. And then a few years later, I started to train myself. And so with wrestling, it was kind of backwards. I started training, and then I transitioned into the interviews. And I love it because, sometimes you need that backstory, and you need to feel what the wrestlers are feeling, whether it's frustration that they didn't win or what they see in their future. Sometimes someone will come in, especially FSW, because it's Future Stars of Wrestling. So there'll be a wrestler coming in. We've never seen him before. And you get a 5-6 minute match. And unless you get feedback from that person and get to know them, you may never see them again, And so you want the crowd and the audience to connect with that person. And I think sometimes it's great to connect in the ring, but you also need that after to see their personality and connect with them. So I think it gives them an opportunity to kind of show who they are and get their name out there more, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. You were there last night doing an amazing job. We had high octane last night at FSW Arena, great show, but you were back there doing those interviews. And I think it's good because, obviously the training, we're trying to get a lot of the younger cats in here too for media training. A lot of people are nervous to talk or, don't know how to come across. So you're definitely helping out a lot with that situation.
Yeah, because, especially with pro wrestling, that's one of the things you need to be a complete package, You can be great in the ring, but if you don't have the charisma outside of the ring, it's going to be hard for you to take off and become as successful as you want to be. So I think anything where you can speak in front of people is going to help their cause. So getting comfortable with that, getting comfortable being uncomfortable is like life's journey.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing.
That is for sure. Well, let's get a break. And when we come back, we're going to have more with Jenni Santana, talk about what she's doing now with Infinite Wellness. She's had some pretty big names that everybody knows rolling in and out of there too.
Yep.
So we're going to talk about that. And of course, we've got Tracy Murray coming up as well. What a great show today, guys. I'm Mark Hoke, the David Difference, here on the Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Stick around for more. We'll be right back. The Mark Hoke Show is proud to announce our partnership with pro wrestling's premier charity, the Cauliflower Alley Club. For nearly 60 years, the CAC has stood strong, assisting members of the wrestling industry in their times of need. Please join us in supporting the Cauliflower Alley Club by becoming a member for just $25 a year or make an individual donation today. Go to caulifloweralleyclub.org and give back to the people that have brought us so much entertainment and joy in pro wrestling. Once again, that's caulifloweralleyclub.org.
Infinite Wellness can help you achieve your goals and look and feel your best. Our regenerative medicine clinic utilizes stem cell and exome therapy. We also have a comprehensive weight loss program and numerous other services you can find on our website at infinitewellness.info. We're located at 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100, right across from IKEA. You can book your appointment today by calling us at 702-842-2244 or find us on social media at infinitewellness.lv. We'd love to be a part of your journey.
101.5 FM KDAWN. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM, the talk of Las Vegas, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I'm Mark Hoke.
The David Difference. Hey, what is with the hand signals? What did that mean?
I was just trying to tell you we were coming back.
Well,
because you guys were all gabbing away in there.
I was listening. I know what's happening over here.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me control in here. You control in there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to put the curtain down.
Yeah, settle down, man. We got this. We got this.
Unbelievable.
Jesus. Well, all your hand signals are the same. They're just this, and I don't know what that means. Every time it's something different.
if you'd like me to make more distinctive hand signals,
please do.
I can do that.
Make it clear.
David.
You got to make a sign.
Yeah. Just hold it up, man.
Now Jenny's in on it, too. My God.
I did see the same hand signal. For
I was just trying to get your attention. It's all good.
You got it.
Yeah, obviously, I did.
Settle down.
This is what I'm talking about. This is what happens to me every week.
Well,
there's always something.
Yeah, that you do.
That
causes a rift.
Oh. All right. Let's get back to Jenni Santana, shall we? Oh, my God. Well, one thing that we've been seeing recently in professional wrestling is so many athletes have been coming back from some incredible, what should have been career-ending injuries, knees, necks. I mean, just unbelievable things that people have been recovering from. And, Jenny, what you're doing at Infinite Wellness, is part of helping these guys out. I mean, I know you've had Braun Strowman and some others come into the clinic to get some treatments and take care of them. Tell everybody a little bit about what you're doing at Infinite Wellness, because it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, Infinite Wellness is a great clinic. I mean, it's really a one-stop shop. There are so many things that we offer there. We have a comprehensive weight loss program. We have hormone replacement. We have an aesthetics menu. So if you need Botox or hair restoration, a lot of people have lost their hair because of COVID or thinned. There's strength facelift, so you could get facelift without really surgery. They put these strings in and then pull your face up, and they can also do them. Get this, for your butt, your boobs, and your stomach.
Whoa.
Yeah. But other than that, one of the main things we do is regenerative medicine. So there's stem cells and exomes. We get them from the umbilical cord of C-section births. And so you take that cell that's kind of a blank cell, and it can go anywhere and become anything. So a lot of people have avoided surgeries because you inject that, it can regrow your tissue. The exome part of it, the exome is the derivative of the stem cell that attacks inflammation. So we've had IVs that we give that kind of go all over your body for inflammation. So that's a good way to start if you have a lot of injuries. And then site injections, either the exome or the stem cell, kind of depending what your injury is. But me personally, I've had it. My knee had zero cartilage in it, and it was ready for a full knee replacement. We injected the stem cells and exomes. It regrew the cartilage. You can actually see it on the scan. Yeah. Crazy, right?
Amazing.
So I'm able to still do jiu-jitsu. I was at the point where I couldn't walk at one point. Like, I literally remember my son having to nearly carry me up the stairs because I could not get up. I was in so much pain. And, you know, it took away the inflammation. I've got the cartilage back. I have pretty much 100% range of motion. I have to, like, warm it up a little sometimes. But other than that, I'm squatting more than I ever have. And that was, you know, you get this injection and you have 2 weeks downtime as opposed to, and it's 2 weeks not because you're down, just because you want the stem cells to kind of set and do their thing. So you don't want to lift heavy on it. But I've had people I've known who did full knee replacements and they've been out for like a year. They're still in pain. They still don't have the flexibility. And so it's a great alternative to surgery, or if you're in pain. Our doctor in New Jersey actually had a hangman's fracture in his neck and cured it with the exome IVs. They pumped all these exomes into him via the IV, and it actually healed it in a few weeks. So
that is amazing.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff going on down there. And last week we talked, Mark talked in depth about his ED, how you helped.
Oh,
with
my
the,
God.
We also do that.
You're unreal. See what I mean?
They work miracles over there, man. You said you're back in business. They work
miracles?
Yeah, you said you're back in business now.
I am getting treatments at Infinite Wellness LV,
Okay,
but it is not for ED.
Oh.
I can neither confirm or deny. So.
right.
Well, wait a minute, Jenny, you're supposed to be helping me out. Oh, my God.
It's like HIPAA law. I can't say anything. I can't help
say
you
a
out
thing,
here.
man. You told your story last
I just
week.
gave you clearance to say it.
Well,
what if I say it, the HIPAA law out the door? It's all good. Oh, my God.
There could be men struggling who need this help, you know?
Right. I hear that's a problem.
We
man.
got you guys.
Yeah.
A lot of good stuff. And like, obviously the sports world, you talk about so many people that come through, but even for the wrestlers, like, you know, just getting the word out about it, that there is a place to go, man. There's different alternatives.
Yeah, we had Sabu come in. We had RVD come in. So a lot of great wrestlers. We've had a bunch of UFC fighters come in. Jake Shields came in. Joe Pfeiffer, he's an up-and-coming middleweight. Probably get the belt one day like he's been in. So we're just really happy to serve as many people as we can. And, you know, anyone that gets the word out is great for us. So.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. And, you know, it is incredible, especially like what stem cells have been doing for athletes. But, you know, it's for everybody else, too. And, you know, there's so many services that you offer. You know, I'm doing helping me out with some weight loss. You know, we got back on and I'm back down 5 pounds in a couple of weeks already. And, you know, it's a start.
Yeah.
And, you know,
that's awesome.
Yeah. And, you know, there's so many things that Infinite Wellness can do in there. And, you know, and I just want everybody to understand that, you know, we're talking about professional athletes and so on, but it's also for the average everyday person, because, you know, there's a lot of people out there that are suffering from injuries and things that happen to them. You know, I know I had a shoulder issue in high school that, you know, I finally got taken care of 40 years later, you know, through new technology and new techniques that can help people. And, you know, so I want everybody to understand that, you know, this is something that if you're out there and you're in pain or you just want to look a little better, you know, you can help.
When I got my procedure, there was the lady who did it. She actually went right before me. She was 80 years old and had both of her knees done. And so it runs the gamut. There's high schoolers who come in who are athletes who want to get stuff done. And there's people who are 80 who just want to be able to, you know, walk pain free. So it kind of runs the gamut of things that these procedures can help with. So we've treated CTE symptoms with them. You can actually inject them through the nasal cavity and then it goes into your brain. It goes through the membrane into your brain. And it's, you know, we've seen a lot of good results, a lot of different things that, you know, we're just beginning to see the benefits of these kind of treatments. So
yeah, I think that's beautiful. My mom has so many issues, back, knees, everything. Had, you know, maybe a little bit younger and hip to what's going on out there. Probably could have helped her or can help her now if she, you know, decides.
There's no time like the present.
Yeah. Get to it.
Help your mom make a difference, David. I love this line. I love this line at the beginning. I can't. I gotta find a line like that.
Yeah. We'll work on it. Yeah. I'll get her down there. All right, send me a coupon. Buy one, get one free.
Okay, I got you.
Of course.
But also, if you want to look good, we have this stem cell cream that kind of makes your My mom tried it, and it took away all of her age spots, and so it like tightens your skin and stuff, and it's just a cream. So definitely, if you're into that stuff, come and try it too.
No, that's amazing.
There you go, David. That'll help your face a little bit.
Settle down. You want to attack me now? I thought we squashed the beef.
No, that beef never gets totally squashed.
All right.
No, but it's really exciting what Jenni's doing down there. And for those of you that are in sports, or you want to just get back out there, you want to feel a little better, Jenni, tell them where they can get in touch with you and visit the clinic.
Yeah, so for me, my Instagram is Jenni_Santana_. I'm not sure if you were asking that, but the clinic is, their Instagram is LV Infinite Wellness. It's located, anyone in Vegas knows where IKEA is. And so it's right across from IKEA. Like that's what it's now become like a staple of the city. So it's, the address is 8925 West Post Road, Suite 100 in the 89148 zip code.
Nice.
Awesome. And of course, you have so much going on in professional wrestling as well. Tell everybody, any appearances you have going on or what else you're doing with FSW and where they can find you.
Yeah, for sure. FSW has shows like every other week, which is awesome. They have a big show coming up on September 10th. You said it was at Golden Nugget, I think?
Silver Nugget.
Silver Nugget. Yeah. I've been in Vegas since 2004.
Just a little down the street.
Cut that out. So, yeah, definitely come check out that show if you're in town September 10th. We'd love to have you there. They've just been killing the shows lately, though. And the women's division has gotten so good. Like, yesterday, the main event was a 4-way women's match, and it was incredible. So definitely come and check out a show at FSW, come see the clinic, and get to know me and get some stem cell cream. Get rid of your injuries, live pain-free. Start training yourself.
There you go.
That's awesome. Well, Jenni, hey, I want to thank you for coming down to the studio this morning. I know it was a little early for you and you got a lot going on, but we really do appreciate it. And we're going to look forward to seeing you in the future at FSW and, maybe beyond. I think Jenni Santana on, something like AEW or WWE would be.
Yeah. Maybe I'll even get back in the ring. Who knows?
There we go. I can see it. I can see it.
Big Joe, yeah.
Oh, we need, David, we can make that feud happen somewhere.
What's the feud?
I don't know. We'll find somebody.
I got to pick a chick there.
Yeah, pick a chick.
Feud with them.
There's been a lot of intergender wrestling we've been seeing around here lately, too, so.
That's true. There's no limit. I could pick anyone.
Mark, don't try to throw yourself in the mix here.
No, I'm going to tell you something.
You're sick.
I'm going to tell you something.
You're sick.
I would never, ever, ever in my life want to fight Jenni Santana.
Right.
She would kill me.
Well, we all know that.
That is accurate, actually.
Yeah.
Have you been thinking about killing me, Jenni?
Yeah.
I mean, not just you.
Okay.
A lot of people.
I feel a little better now. All right. Well, Jenni, thank you for coming on the show. We do appreciate it. And I know you're going to be doing some driving, so be safe out there. And thank you for joining us.
Yeah, check out my Instagram. We're getting a new puppy today, so I'll have pictures posted.
Oh, so cute.
Awesome. Well, there you go. Jenni Santana, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
You got it. All right. So we're going to take another break. And when we come back, we're going to bring in one of UCLA's finest. It's going to be a lot of fun. Tracy Murray is going to be joining us here on the show, so stick around. We got a whole lot more. Of course, Tracy's sporting that BSK shirt.
Okay.
Repping.
I'm excited, man.
Got to do that. So all sorts of fun coming up, and we're going to be getting into all the wrestling news of the week, which David and I were going over it, and it was ridiculous.
So much.
It's crazy. Just pro wrestling has exploded, and we're going to be a part of it here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you on the other side. If you're looking for an award-winning dining experience at outstanding prices, look no further than Unique Eats. Whether it's their incredible breakfast platters, amazing pastas and sandwiches, or world-renowned pizzas, celebrity chef Dominic Tedesco will have you covered. Check out their coffee and smoothie bar, vegetarian options, catering, and top-flight service. Visit Unique Eats today at 3100 South Durango, Suite 100. Call 702-992-3038 or go to uniqueeatslv.com, and we'll see you all at Unique Eats.
101.5 FM KDAWN. You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
And we are back on the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM. It is the talk of Las Vegas, the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I'm Mark Hoke, along with David Difference.
Yeah, buddy. Happy Sunday, man. I got a call from somebody in Hawaii was checking it out, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, they said good stuff, man. They don't even like wrestling, but they just like Mark Hoke, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, by the way. You know, you and I were talking about some stats that we were seeing on YouTube, and half of our audience on YouTube is international.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so wherever you're listening to the show or checking out the clips or the live stream or the podcast, man, we really do appreciate that. The podcast has been downloaded in over 160 countries.
Mm.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's like a majority. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. We're worldwide, man.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Good stuff.
So thank you. It's the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. And we're not kidding.
No, we ain't joking.
No, we don't play in here.
Did somebody think we were joking?
I guess not.
All right.
No, of course, one guy who we always enjoy having around, got to meet him in here in studio on SportsX Radio. And I'll let the cat out of the bag a little bit. We're having a time change on SportsX. We're going to be going 6 to 8 in a couple of weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, which is going to be great for me. I get to go to bed.
We can go hit the gym. We talked about
too.
that. I like how it goes straight to go to bed.
Well,
that's gym time, right?
If you knew my schedule right now, well, you kind of do.
I do. Yeah.
It's brutal. So that's going to help out. But, certainly check us out there. But I got to hang out with this guy and found out massive wrestling person. Massive.
Yokozuna?
Not that massive.
Oh.
He's tall.
All right.
He's a very statuesque gentleman, but not Yokozuna-like.
Okay.
Very excited to have Tracy Murray join us here on the show. Tracy, what's going on, my friend?
What's going on? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah. Finally some talent in here, man.
Wow, you just insulted Jenni Santana.
No, I insulted you. That was for you.
Unreal.
I got you.
Of course, Tracy, an NBA champion, UCLA All-American Hall of Famer down there, and of course does the broadcast for UCLA radio for the basketball team at that fine institution, who's, by the way, switching conferences.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to now, don't you?
Yeah. We're going to be, I don't know what advantage we're going to have, but, every road trip is in the Midwest or the East Coast. So I don't know what type of advantages UCLA is going to have. But it's going to be an interesting experience, to say the least.
Yeah, and that was sad. It's sad to see what's happened to the Pac-12 now. I mean,
yes.
that's just got to be tearing you up inside, man.
It is, because, when something like that happens, our history is gone. It's like, what happened to our history now? It's like I played in the Pac-12, Pac-10 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of great players have come through and played in that conference. No one's going to talk about that conference anymore when it's gone. It's like our history goes with it, and that's to me, that's a sad thing.
Yeah. So what was the shakeup for those wrestling fans that have no clue of what's going on? Pac-10, Pac-12, Pac-14.
Right.
What was the shakeup that changed that? What's different?
I think everybody's paper chasing, basically. Everybody's trying to get that money for their school, and USC and UCLA were the first ones to jump ship and went to the Big Ten. And then, everybody else was like, okay, what are we going to do? We're not getting enough money from the Pac-12, so, what's going to happen here? So now you saw Arizona State, and Colorado jump into the Big 12. I heard that Washington and Oregon are jumping to the Big 10. So there's only like four teams left.
Yeah.
It's like, so Cal, Stanford, Washington State, and Oregon State. It's like, it's up in the air what's going to happen with them.
Yeah, they're in a little bit of trouble, to say the least. But yeah, so sad to see it go. But hey, times change, man. It's unfortunate. But
right.
Well, you get to see some new scenery.
Yeah,
have fun at Rutgers.
I got to pack a winter jacket now.
Right.
Yeah.
I got to get some snow boots now.
Oh, crazy stuff. Well, Tracy, of course, we are a pro wrestling show, and
Yes.
the fun part about you is that maybe people don't know this. you are a huge wrestling guy, huge, and have kind of an honorary member of that Bone Street crew with the boys, Undertaker, Yokozuna, Rikishi, and all those guys. How the heck did the basketball player end up hanging out with the wrestlers?
Quick backstory, how I became a wrestling fan. My cousin Gavin, God rest his soul, was born with spina bifida. And on Saturday mornings when we were young, I was about 13 years old. He used to control the TV on Saturday mornings. So that's when wrestling would come on. That's when the wrestling cartoon would come on. So it was like wrestling weekend. He controlled everything, and it started off like, man, turn this off. That's what it started off as, right? And then you sit there and watch, and then it draws you in. You start knowing that there's storylines. There's it's really entertaining. So now, these are his heroes, right? Hulk Hogan was his hero. So the first time I got into the NBA, I was like, okay, we're doing a charity event. Hulk Hogan's there. So I'm like, I got to get my cousin to meet his hero. Nice. And that eventually happened. Nice. So, and then we end up being co-chairmen of a charity golf tournament in Toronto, Hulk Hogan and I. So it goes from there to, then Hulk goes to, he leaves and the split happens and the Monday Night Wars start. And the business is kind of, the house shows are not really doing very well. So they were doing baseball diamonds at this time. This is before the big production trucks. This is before all of the security. The WWE was doing the Rancho Cucamonga, California baseball diamond where the Quakes play, the AAA.
Damn.
So it was 1994, just got done winning the championship with the Houston Rockets. And it was a hot summer. And I heard they were going to be there. So I pulled up on them, and I was like, I asked the lady in the ticket counter, I was like, I know some of the guys. Is there any way I can get back there and say, hello, I'm Tracy Murray for the Houston Rockets? And then she goes, no problem. Just go ahead. They're in the dugout.
Wow.
So
that easy. Hang on. Let me adjust this.
Yeah, it was that easy. So I'm like, if it's this easy, then they're going to always be on alert if somebody walks in that locker room. I'm not trying to get beat up. So I knock on the door, not aggressively, not like I'm the police. I just knock on the door quietly. It's like, hey, guys, just wanted to say hello. And I poke my head in there. And the first people to kind of raise up and say, hey, it was Undertaker and Godfather, okay. Former basketball players, so Kevin Nash was the next one. So hey, man, come on in. So that day was the day moving forward that I was kind of in the circle. Because if you guys know this, it's hard to get in that circle, especially during that time, kayfabe and everything else that was going on. There's no way you can get in that circle. But through talking to them and hanging out with them, they're all athletes. We all follow each other. We all watch each other. And so from that day forward, Yoko and Owen Hart were the champions at the time. I became part of the show. I walked Lex Luger and the British Bulldog out to the ring that day.
Nice.
Because they were feuding at the time. Yeah. And that was a time where Godfather was Kama, and he was having matches with Taker all over the place. Getting thrown in the caskets and stuff. So that was a storyline at the time. But, we had a great time. I had a great time getting to know everybody. And then from that point forward, I just, kept, seeing them in different places, keeping in contact with them. And here I am today, an honorary member of BSK. That's how I got there.
Yeah, you think you can give me a rub, get me in there, in that crew?
How's your domino game?
Pretty I'm from the Bay, man.
I know. I know your domino game is straight. But yeah, many days of dominoes too. Godfather lives in Vegas right here, and we've gotten together many a times and played dominoes. I played with, Taker, of course. We tried to get Rikishi to the table when he was living out here. He was always busy.
Yeah.
But, Bone Street Krew, man, it's about dominoes, man. We had a good time.
Yeah, I think when a lot of people hear Bone Street Krew, they think, oh, it's a gang.
Right.
It's all these bad dudes hanging out together. No, Bones is another name for dominoes.
Right. Yeah, and we have a good time. You talk a little trash, play a little dominoes, shoot the shit and catch up with each other. It's always cool to get together with everybody.
Right. Good times. Yeah. Sounds like good times. Are we getting into, I know we got, so you're watching the current products, yeah?
Yes.
So everything, the bloodline, everything. Are we?
We the ones.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Those are Kishi's kids, man. I'm watching.
Yeah, of course. Are we tapping into that, Mark?
Oh, absolutely.
We're,
Yeah, we got a few minutes to go, but yeah.
Okay.
So Tracy, the association that you have with those guys, what makes them so special? Because they really, as a group, have gotten a place in wrestling lore. Mm-hmm. What is different about them as opposed to other groups of guys that have been together?
You mean the bloodline or just the Samoan dynasty in general?
Well, I mean the BSK.
Oh, BSK. Oh, man. You know what? Those guys are extremely close. They've been up and down that road with each other, man, having each other's backs. And, they've been friends for a long time. When you're in that business, you have to have a trust. You have to have a brotherhood. You when you're in that ring, you got another guy's life in your hands. And then when you have similar likes, things you have in common, and the personalities just clicked. Everybody clicked. That's the bottom line. Like if you look at the clique, they're extremely tight. Mm-hmm. They all are similar. Have each other's back, same way as BSK. All of these guys, man, they're just unbelievable guys. They're similar, they're laid back, but if you turn them up, they'll turn up. It is what it is. You don't want to come at one of them. You're going to see all of them. Mm-hmm. And they're tremendous performers, tremendous athletes. They're literally brothers, man. I mean, know each other's families. Like, it was amazing to go to WrestleMania this year and being, with Taker in his suite and our daughters hanging out, ringside together. And,
wow.
It was cool. And I'm very thankful to have this relationship and friendship and brotherhood with those guys.
That's dope.
Absolutely. Well, hey, we've got a whole lot more with Tracy Murray. We're going to get into the news, and we are going to talk about those kids of Rikishi and a little Rikishi news as well, by the way.
Yes, sir.
Rikishi got himself somebody got Rikishi in trouble. We're not sure who yet, but we'll talk about that and a whole lot more. So stick around for hour number 2 of the Mark Hoke Show here on KDAWN 101.5 FM. Talk of Las Vegas. It's the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. I'm Mark Hoke, the David Difference, and of course, Tracy Murray, UCLA and NBA champ. Stick around. We'll be right back.